All experiences are coming because the mind has to speak. We have to listen to become that experience. This is very important. For higher types of meditation, this becomes even more important. I want to touch a little bit on that. How listening is a capacity of the soul, which is more of the self than the mind. Mind is merely attached to it, to create time, space and thinking and speaking. If listening is our own true sense of perception, sense of experience, if we are experiencers through listening, using the mind to speak up what we are experiencing, using sense perceptions to make up the material for the mind to speak, if this is what the truth is, and we are listeners, essentially, can we listen to ourselves, not to an experience? Very big question. Instead of listening to experiences all the time. Oh, I am seeing flowers, I am seeing light, I am seeing this thing, I am seeing this. Can we, if we are listeners, basically, can we listen to our own self? Is there something in our own self that is audible, can be heard, can be listened to? Very big secret, revealed by founders of most religions. Our wonderful capacity to listen to our own self. Let us say our own self is a creative power that creates all experiences, creates our own experience of the self. And we have been now covered by so many other experiences. Mind covering us, sense perceptions covering us, body covering us. Does anything still stay which can be listened to and should be ourself, not an experience? Listening to the experiencer. We have ourselves designed something beautiful. That the power that creates everything, when it comes down to the level of a physical body like this, it should be possible to listen to it. Therefore, it emanates something which we call sound. Because our whole concept of listening in the physical body is sound. When we say, I want to listen to something, it has to be sound. It can be called sound, it can be called word, it can be called language, it can be called anything that's audible. No wonder Rig Veda, the oldest Vedic literature we have, describing the creation of this universe, says, in the beginning was the Nod, the sound. All things were created by that sound, audible thing. In the Bible, John's Gospel starts with these words. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Some of my Christian friends come to me and say, have you got a good definition of God? I said, I don't need it. It's given by John. He says, Word is God. Very clearly. Opening verses. Why? How can a word be God? Audible. They have used similar. Islam, same thing. The Bang-e-Asmani, sound from the sky. Same thing. I studied 11 religions when I was at Harvard University studying economics, but I on the side was studying religion. They refer to this audible thing and the origin of all creation. Why? Because it can be listened to when we are physical bodies. Amazing thing. Now, I give you a little tip for those who do meditation. If you are doing meditation by using a mantra, repetition of words, which a lot of teachers tell us. You go to teachers of meditation, they will teach you mantra, simran, some words to repeat, and they say keep on repeating. If you repeat words, you don't get much, because you can't think so as much as as you normally do because you are repeating words, especially with the mind, it helps you have little peace of mind, some calmness. But no inner knowledge, no knowledge of yourself at all. I have never seen anybody finding knowledge of the self by repeating any words of the word, no matter what mantra it is. They are words, spoken words. But if instead of speaking the words, you make the mind speak the words, that means instead of thought, the thinking process should speak those words. So replace thought with those words of mantra and then listen to those words, not repeat. Speaking with the mind, listening by yourself. Little shift. Your attention will be on listening to what you are repeating and not repeating only. When we repeat the words, we start with the tongue. It takes time to repeat with the mind. And when we repeat with the mind, tongue also speaks with it. It takes more practice to repeat only with the mind. But still, when we repeat with the mind, we are only repeating. What are we listening to? Other thoughts. Thoughts can come in many channels. People are repeating words and thinking, are we doing it fast enough? Are we doing it slow? Where is that thought coming from? If our mind is occupied in repeating words, where is second commentator coming from? Same mind. Mind has several channels of thinking. You repeat with one channel, the mind starts thinking in the next channel, in a finer voice. You think of the second, combine both of them, it's our third one. These are experiences we have had when you put attention on how the mind works. Therefore, the mind, when you just repeat, speak with the mind, mind is thinking of everything else in the world. Attention is never over there, third eye center. But if you listen to the mind attentively, what you are repeating, the power of listening draws your attention to third eye center. And another thing happens then. I don't know how many of you tried. If you try to listen to the words you repeat, other sounds can be heard inside simultaneously. Other sounds, sometimes they sound like chirping of crickets, sometimes they sound like little bells, sometimes they sound like thunder, sometimes sound little drums at a distance. All kinds of sounds start coming up just by practicing listening to the sound you are generating by speaking. If you stop listening to the words you are repeating and just become a listener to the sounds existing and concentrate on those sounds, you will see there are many sounds. Look like they're coming some from the right, from the left, from above. And you narrow it down to the center. You will hear a sound that is very similar to the sound of a big bell. A big bell, when it rings, dong, dong. If you increase the peal of that bell, instead of dong, dong, it's dong, long peal. That long peal seems to come from the center. You say, is it coming from the top? Yes. Down? Yes. Right? Yes. Sound of the self can be heard by becoming listener of your repeated sounds. When you hear the sound of the self, and concentrate your attention on the self, you open the inner door of the second stage faster than any other means I know of. I've tried many methods. This particular type of yoga has been called Surt Shabd Yoga. Surt means attention, Shabd means sound, Yoga means union with your higher self. That means you can listen to your own self, listen to the sound of the self, fastest way to put your attention on the self and open up further doors inside. Excellent, everything is already there. These are not special people who can do this. we all have the same facility. No matter what country we are born in, no matter what culture we belong to, no matter what religion we belong to, nothing has to be changed. This is not going to be developing a new religion or developing something else, discovery of your own self. And if you study the scriptures of your own religion carefully, you will find they're all hinting at this. All hinting the kingdom of God is within you. This is the real temple of a living God. This is the real temple. This is the real place where you can find things. They all are saying that.